For someone who cares about aesthetics, he's okay with a condenser being on the roof?
It's basically like cliff or steep hill,
Okay.
so because he's got a big panoramic view over there. So no one's ever going to be out there looking back up at the roof.
He's got the most amazing view.
This is going to feed 4 bedrooms. It's going to feed the kids' room, this downstairs kids' room, and the master.
So when you look at the installation instructions, it has all the measurements of all the holes. And this is your main hole where the refrigerant piping and the drain hole is going to be going in. So you have to make sure that's pretty much exact where that's supposed to be. This got the dimensions of like the outside unit. That's where that's going to sit. And then it's got a center mark right here. So that's where you're going to base all your measurements from, is that center.
Centered on that wall, and then basically I'll show you how we're running the line set to it. The thing is it's only 130 pounds. So like I called the city and asked if they needed structural, and he's like, black and white answer is yes. He's like, 130 pounds is how much you weigh, so no. But so we'll do condenser. Basically we're gonna mount the platform first. So center. Next thing is just obviously lining this up so it's about the same. What is that? 6 1/4. Are you following me on what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
Basically, what my thought is so you don't see it. If we put it right here, it's going to come down and wrap around that gutter to come in. Is what we're looking at is in terms of line height. Wherever we set the condenser, it's going to be pretty low because he wants. So our line of sight, basically, the way it projects comes up to about like right here. So from the street, so he's not going to see the condenser, but we want to keep it low, like right here. That way you don't see it. And then on the line sets, like I said, it's just going to come off, go down, wrap around. That's the place we have to worry about line height because you're never going to see what's on the roof. Where you asked about it being level, so like I can move it like that and then see technically these little things show up that it's level now, but I can tell you it's not because it's not level with the shingles. You know what I mean? So I'm leveling it aesthetic with the shingles mainly because when my inspector comes here, I don't want him to look at me like, what the f this ain't level.
Don't worry about the ceiling because you got your angle right there. That's straight. So basically he's worried about mounting it like with this. So maybe just put it in center with this. Or actually maybe just above it so the bottom would be like at the top of that.
I was basically planning on extending that conduit to a 70 amp because this has a 70 or a 60. It might even be a 90. I can't remember when I looked at it. But it's for, that used to be for a hot tub. And then it's not there anymore. And so I was gonna put in, these each need a 20 amp max fusible link. So I got two 20 minis, and then was just gonna mount this here. So this will take care of our disconnect for this one. And then I got a disconnect for on the roof. But yeah, so line set is also going to master. I guess that hole's not drilled yet. They didn't drill the hole, they just did the, yeah, so there's gonna be a hole coming out right there basically.
Dang, girl.
And is he wanting us to just base it off of like aesthetics out here? He doesn't care about the closet as much. And where did you pick out where we're mounting it?
Yeah, I mean, he said between that and then kind of as high up as it would go, either like the middle of the top of the window at the middle of the unit.
So right here, you can see on here, it's giving you a little bit of a hint, but it says piping hole center 160 millimeters to the right. So from here on center is your, where you're supposed to pipe your hole on center to the right of that. Now, the reason it gives you these directions based on that is it's always gonna be a reference point. So this 1 5/16, that means between the center of this piece. Are you following me there?
Center that piece to the center of
Correct.
the drain hose position.
Where else hits one? Drop down. Okay. Because we're putting one of the ductless condensers basically right here.
Oh, okay.
Because
You got a stand and all that built for it, or?
yeah, so we've got like Rector Seal makes like a slow sloping stand, and so that's what we got. Sorry. Yeah, so you heard that. We're gonna have to have PVC coming out here for your drain line.
Okay.
And we can do like a small, like 1/2-inch PVC. But basically where we run the line set out and it comes up and goes over and around, draining here, we have to drain to a gutter so that way it doesn't, like it's not dripping water right here. And so, I know you said you're not as concerned because you're not looking at this side of the house, but it's just gonna be running along the top there. But so anyway, so then that one line set is basically going to come up here. We're going to keep it on this side of the crest of the roof. And so I was basically going to run kind of up, over.
You got your cut fence on? I don't think we have enough line set either. So I'm trying to get the other one hooked up and then I'll know how much extra we have.
All of it's on except for what we need left. What's the range on the line set on the mini split? How far can you go?
75 feet.
On this system, yeah.
Yeah, on this system.
Every manufacturer's different. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think I need to expand? Just punt the whole unit down.
Originally we were going to do VRV Life. You have to run electrical with it though. And it was that added element was going to make it a pain. And then also we were going to put in a 5-ton VRV Life. Our kitchen unit wouldn't have, like the line set wouldn't have reached over there. And he didn't want line sets. So this was like the cleanest way to do it was to put it on the roof and then have a multi-port sort of system. And he's big on aesthetics because with the multi-port you can run each one in its own line height. But on the VRV Life you're going to have branch fittings. And those branch fittings won't fit inside line set. So that's why we opted for 2 systems, is because we can keep the line set length within spec. So it was like a combination of line set length and aesthetics. That's why we went for 2 units. And then originally I was quoting out 4 zones, potentially 5, and then we just wanted to go all out. We got 6 zones, so.